Hey, good afternoon, everybody, on this Memorial Day weekend. And this is XPian News Daily Report for Monday, Memorial Day, May 25. It's a beautiful weekend here we're having. And I'm privileged to have today a special guest, Darrin Johnson of Family Focus in Aurora. And Darrin's their uh,
Program and
center
center
director,
director.
and
Yes.
Family Focus has several operations. Darrin, why don't you just give us a little background? I'm glad to see you, bro, and it's a privilege to have you. And why don't you give us just a little background on Family Focus and Family Focus Aurora?
Yes, sir. Well, good afternoon, and thank you, Mr. Ross, for inviting me on your show. It's a privilege to come on and talk about the work that Family Focus is doing in the community. So, Family Focus is a family support organization started in 1976 in Evanston, Illinois. Our founder and CEO is Bernice Weisbord, who's really a pioneer in the community of family support. So, family support is really a euphemism for case management, which we've all heard about. Basically, helping individuals to receive resources and making referrals in the community to meet their service plan. So, family support takes that a step further. Family support is really meeting individuals where they are. And it's entering into relationships based on equality and respect. That's the first family support principle. There are 9 principles that Family Focus does abide by. And family support principles really should be embraced by individuals throughout the organization. That's from the custodian all the way to the CEO and everyone in between. And so it's a unique way in which we interact with our families and children. So it started in 1976. We have 7 centers around the Chicagoland area, Aurora, Family Focus being one of those. Family Focus Aurora started in 1983, providing services to children and families in a number of different aspects, from teen parenting programs to DCFS programs and after school as well. So that's a little bit of the history of Family Focus in general. I am the program and center director at the Family Focus Aurora site, and I've been there a little bit over a year.
So you and are you from this area, Darrin, or are you new to the Fox Valley, Aurora area, or how are you a native of this area? What would you say?
Yeah, so I'm actually a military brat. So my father was an officer in the army. So we traveled around the world.
Oh,
Lived in
really?
Germany, yeah, lived in Germany, Oklahoma, South Carolina, which is actually where I went to school, and I have my master's in social work from the University of South Carolina. I've lived in the Chicagoland area since 1995, and I actually worked at our original center in Evanston. Back in 1995, I worked there for 3 years, and then I transferred out to Family Focus Aurora, worked here for a few years, and then I went away to teach at a local university. I was teaching sociology, and then I returned to Family Focus about 5 years ago, and I have been, and so I worked at 2 centers in the city, and then I have been working in the Aurora location for the past year.
Well, that's good, Darrin. And I'm going to show. It's pretty poor here. I'm sorry. The technician didn't do as good job here back in the graphics here. So we missed. But anyway, we got Family Focus Aurora, and Aurora has some programs, and I'm going to throw these up on the screen here of some of the programs, and you can discuss each one as long as whatever you wish to say about each one here. Uh,
Sure.
and
Yeah,
we have early childhood home visiting.
absolutely. So early childhood or 0 to 3 programs working with very young children from birth to 3. That's really the foundation of the work that we do. And that is the vision that our CEO, Bernice Weisbord, had for the services that we provide. So we do Denver screenings, basically assessing their developmental, uh, their development throughout their ages and stages. So we want to equip parents with information that they need to make sure that their children are developing and that they're on track. So we're also collecting immunization information to make sure children again, are as healthy as possible, that they have doctors, and that they're meeting their health milestones. Family Advocacy Center, that is our DCFS program, Department of Children and Family Services. So that's where we do court advocacy. So we have advocate workers that will attend court with families advocating on their behalf. Our goal, where possible, is to try to unite children with their parents. And I always say where possible because we're always looking out for the best interest of children, obviously. But we know that parents know their children more than anyone else. And so what we are doing through our coaching and our classes with parents is try to augment the skills that they already have so that they can become the best parents that they can. And so we're providing those supportive services for them. We also have on-site counseling. We have an intern who works with us to provide any type of counseling for our families, and that is open to families in all of our programs. Our after-school program, our 21st Century, we're actually in 3 middle schools in the Aurora area and also Plano High School. So we're in Bardwell, Dietrich, and Rollins in Aurora. We also have a parent mentor program, which is also under that after-school umbrella, and that's our parental involvement program. We're actually involved in or work closely with 7 schools in District 129. And then I see the doula services that you've listed here. That's also under early childhood. A doula is essentially a birthing coach. So that's someone who goes in with mom, working with her when she's pregnant, and then after she delivers the baby, working closely with her again to make sure that she's attending her doctor's appointments. We're also involving dad in those visits where possible, and working holistically with the family to make sure that the child is brought into as healthy an environment as possible, with parents who have all of the skills and all the referrals and services that they need. Power of Fathers is actually a fatherhood program that we run in our city locations in Chicago. What we actually have in Aurora is called Fatherhood Initiative, and that's essentially the same type of service. It's a one-on-one coaching and parental classes program for dads. We bring them in. We're providing parenting skills. We're discussing positive communication, effective discipline, self-esteem, all of the things that we know that dads as well as moms need to be effective, as effective as they can. And then our immigration services is our other program. It's a really huge one. It's immense. We serve over 1,200 individuals here through our immigration services program. Family Focus Aurora overall serves over 2,300 individuals in a given year. So we have a lot of individuals that come through our doors, and we obviously welcome them with open arms. Our services, 97% of our services are free of charge. Our immigration services, however, we do green card applications and renewals. So if you visas, VAWAs, many of the immigration services do have charges or fees, I should say, but that's only because we are also charged to process those applications and send them off. Absolutely. We do provide citizenship classes. And those
nice.
Yeah, those actually cost money at many other places. We actually provide them free of charge. So the only thing we do ask is perhaps a $10 donation to cover materials and whatnot. But yeah, our services are free. We used to provide ESL classes. We're actually on hiatus right now, absolutely, and GED classes. But because of the coronavirus and the pandemic, we've had to put those on hiatus. But that's just a snapshot of the programs that we do provide. And then we also do have, again, in family support, we have a welcoming center. So we're one of several welcoming centers around the Chicagoland area. And that's, again, a sort of a one-stop shopping. Individuals and families can come in, and we provide referrals for them for counseling, for SNAP benefits. We have a Notary Public on site. And we also have an Ink board, which is a specific program that we work with families to try to reduce the stigma of mental health and seeking mental health services. So that's just a snapshot of the programs that we provide.
Wow, that's quite a few different things there. I'm going to just touch base with you a little on that immigration. I think maybe you know my heart. I've had heart for immigration and helps there. And my understanding, you're one of 2 my other friends at World Relief, or the other group are authorized. I forgot how they put it, with the Justice. How was that with the
Absolutely.
Justice Department?
Yeah, with the
And
Department of Justice.
you're legal
Yes,
counsel, so you can,
yes,
and
yes. We have 4 individuals on staff who are able to. They're accredited, I should
right,
say, and they are able to. Yes, absolutely, to represent our participants or clients, but our participants in hearings. And
right,
so one of our individuals is actually going to move on to an even higher certification. But yeah, they are accredited to advocate
right.
for families on behalf of those hearings. Absolutely.
And that citizenship thing is an interesting thing. 100
Mm-hmm.
questions, and
Yes.
I want to
Yeah.
ask our audience out there if they know who their U.S. congressman is. That's a question, or who your
Absolutely.
senator is.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
probably the tougher question, who's the vice president? I mean, sometimes we have feelings on that one.
Sure.
But those are the type of, I mean, and there's so many other, they're very interesting civic questions.
Sure.
And I forgot, I think they got to get 2/3 of them right, or 6 out of 10, I
Yes.
think, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 100
Yeah.
questions, but they give them 10.
Yeah. It's a really extensive, comprehensive program that we provide. Um,
Yes.
and rumors are that the average individual could not pass the citizenship test. So when
Well,
we have,
that's what I heard.
yeah,
That's what I give those
yeah,
questions for. So, uh,
absolutely.
and
Well, we have,
the other thing is the really hard part about some of our foreign immigrants and refugees and others that going for the citizenship can be the language part and the writing.
sure.
I think they really want to be citizens, so they try. I mean, they're working at it hard, and
Hmm.
and it's not free either. It's
Yeah,
700 or
no,
more, $800, I forgot, and they get
absolutely.
free
Yeah,
shots at it. But
sure. So a
it,
typical green card application might be $100, but you're
oh, on the
absolutely right.
green
It can
card, yeah,
go,
that's another
yeah,
thing,
but
right?
it can go up to $700
Yeah, well,
for some of the
the
services.
citizenship's like
Yeah,
700 or more. I
it
know
is.
that, and
It is expensive. It's a commitment. And one other thing I did want to mention, and I'm sorry I don't want to cut you off, but I wanted to,
no, go
yeah,
right
I wanted,
ahead.
absolutely, yeah, I really did want to talk about, or at least to throw a shout out to our participants and our families, and I'm sure other organizations in the area uh, would
Right,
would would do the same. To talk about their resilience, that's another part of sort of those family support principles. Our families are extremely resilient. Despite all of the obstacles that this pandemic has
right.
put in front of them, especially our immigrant and refugee population, they continue to seek services. So there's something called a public charge, or it's a
Right,
term. Yeah,
I
we had
think
talked about
I
that
discussed
before.
that once with you, but
Yeah, it's a
explain
term that
that
they.
you want
Yeah,
to touch that
yeah,
briefly?
absolutely. So the term public charge is really a term that refers to the burden that an individual may place on society or may place on this country
Right,
if they come to the country. So asylum seekers and refugees are exempt from the public charge, but anyone else seeking, say, a visa to enter the country, or someone who's already here that's seeking a green card, they're going to be put to this sort of litmus test to see if they would be a burden, as I say, and a burden in the sense of using public benefits. One thing I can say that unemployment caused because of the COVID pandemic does not burden anyone, or it does not cause them to be, there's not a test that's applied to them because of unemployment. So individuals are able to still apply for unemployment benefits, and
okay.
they will not be penalized. So that's
Yeah,
one positive.
there's still some needs for the medical side on this
Hmm.
pandemic.
Absolutely.
I know
Sure.
most of the testing, I think they can get
Hmm.
involved with. It's beyond when they get to hospitalization and other things that
Hmm.
is the problem.
Yeah.
That's not guaranteed necessarily at all, and
Sure.
it should be, and that's where the virus can sneak in our
Yes.
community too, and it's sad.
Yeah.
And
Unfortunately, we have had families that have been affected by COVID, so we continue
really,
to practice social distancing and
yeah.
physical distancing as we provide services for those individuals. I think at this point, none of us, I would say every one of us knows someone or has heard of someone
Oh,
who's been
right, right.
affected
No, I
by
think we've all
COVID.
heard
Yeah,
of someone and
we've
know
all heard,
someone. I do
know
too.
someone.
So,
And unfortunately, we've actually had a couple of our staff members, at least, that have been affected by the
oh,
virus
that's
as
too
well.
bad.
So, yeah. So
Yeah.
at this point, we are working remotely, as other organizations are as well, and we have a transition plan that is slowly rolling out.
Oh,
That,
yeah.
yes, that will inform our return to the office. So we're doing that
Yeah.
as assiduously and carefully as we can.
Yeah, we don't. I don't know the phase levels. I guess there's different phases, 2,
Yeah,
3, 4, and
absolutely.
I'm not quite acquainted with all that.
Yeah. So we're
But
currently in.
we are
Yeah.
somewhat moving ahead, but then somewhat we're not. We're sort of
Yeah.
stagnant here in Illinois. It's maybe going down a tad, but then there's
Yeah.
other like Aurora
Hmm.
just shot up on their deaths.
Yeah.
But I have 49% in the last 2 days. It went up
Hmm.
from 43 to 64 deaths in Aurora in 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The numbers statewide are seeing sort of a
yeah, they're down a
plateau, if you
little,
will. They're
right?
going down. Yeah. There are spots around the country where they're going up, and so it depends on the model that you're looking at.
Right.
But
It depends on that quite a bit, and
yeah.
we'll just hope that it's moving in the right direction. It's still going to be a little while before everything gets quote back to. Well, I don't know. I
Back
don't
to a
think we can
normal.
use the word normal. It's going to be different no
Yeah.
matter what comes ahead. We're
It's
just
going to
going
be
to all
a
have to be prepared.
Yeah, it's going to be a
Yeah,
new
and
normal. The other thing I did want to say real quickly, we're actually in phase 2. So as of June 1st, we'll actually move into phase 3, where we'll have a
right.
little bit
Okay.
more reopening. Yeah, so we're just at the tail end of phase 2 here in Illinois, and we'll have to cross our fingers and hope for the best, and hope that everyone will observe the physical and social
So that
distancing.
means you can see people by being social distancing levels and all that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be some outdoor dining. They're going to allow
Okay.
some salons to open. Yeah, so the governor has a 5-phase
Right. He
plan.
does.
As I say,
He's got
yeah,
some
we're
plan
actually
there, right?
yeah, we're moving
And
into phase 3.
on the COVID-19, I think I wanted to get to you on the stress level on the families and how
Sure.
we've heard about, I don't know, suicide, but we've heard also about abuse. I
Hmm.
don't know about maybe child abuse. I don't know, but spousal abuse and a lot of
Sure.
other problems along that line being so, quote,
Yeah.
isolated. I,
Yeah.
I, I don't like to think that way myself, but that does
Mhm.
happen. So what, have you seen some of that, Darrin, or what would you say on that?
Yeah, we have seen an increase in domestic violence incidents. However, I would say regarding child abuse or DCFS hotline calls, those have actually gone down. And it makes sense because teachers are typically in the front line when it comes to observing child abuse in the
Right,
schools,
right.
because children are at home. That has obviously increased incidents, at least anecdotally, of child abuse. But the hotline calls themselves have gone down. We have received referrals from DCFS, and I'd say 50% of those are domestic violence related. As I said, we do have domestic violence counseling, and we work with a number of partners in the community to try to provide individuals the resources that they need and to keep our families safe.
Yeah, that's very important to keep our families safe. And
Sure.
so things are moving ahead for the Aurora Family Focus. And
Absolutely.
I'm going to put up your, we're going to move ahead here. I got this is where you can learn a little more about the Aurora work.
Yes, that's our website. And then we also have a Facebook site as well, Family Focus
Oh,
Aurora.
really? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can go to our Facebook page. I did want to put in a plug for the census, if I may. So census is obviously very important.
Oh,
Yes,
very good. Very good.
every 10 years, every individual in the United States is to be counted. This is according to the Constitution,
Right.
regardless of anyone's status. So everyone should be counted nationally. We're at about 60% response rate. Illinois is actually doing a little bit better. We're at about 65%, and then Aurora is just about 67%. So
Oh, good. Good
yeah,
work.
we're moving along. Unfortunately, there are pockets in the city where those rates are hovering fairly low in the 20s. So we want to get the word out. And so Family Focus Aurora is a site that is a census site, if you will. And so we actually have a parade coming up this coming Friday. We're going to do a census parade, a caravan where we're going to drive around on a certain route on the east side of
Really?
Aurora. Yeah, and we're going to promote the census, and we're going to be blowing our horn. We're going to decorate our van because we really need to promote the importance of the census. It's twofold. The census obviously informs resources that are allocated to social service organizations like Family Focus and Mutual Ground and Hesed House. but it also is going to determine the representatives that are going to be sent to Congress. Yeah, so it's twofold, and it's critically important that every household is counted in the census. So for more information, about the census, please visit our Family Focused Aurora page. Okay. And June 1st is going to be Immigrant and Refugee Census Day. And so it's going to be a lot of activities around that.
I have to remember that one. It's coming around the corner.
Yeah, it's going to be a week from tomorrow.
This caravan sounds like some of my friend there at Family Focus, Christina, thought of, but I don't know.
Yeah, I do work very closely with Christina.
I know she's the one that helped us pull this. She's in our Kiwanis group, so I've known her a long time.
Sure.
So
I did also want to thank there's a consortium, the Fox River Fox Valley United Way being part of that, but there's also the Dunham Fund. There's the Inc. Board. There's the Aurora Women's Empowerment Foundation.
Oh, yeah, right.
To name a few. Yeah, and there's what's called a Grant Makers COVID-19 Response Fund. And so through that response fund, we've been able to secure money, donations, I should say, to purchase gift cards to distribute to our families. Many of our families being immigrants and refugees. So we've been able to provide some financial relief through that generous donation to the coalition.
Wow, that's a nice idea.
Yeah. So it's been a boon, and I just have to give a shout out again to that coalition.
That's a nice idea to have that. So I just thank Darrin for being with us.
Thank you, Mr. Ross, for having me.
I think we got some of our, I know you got more to share, but you think we got the heart and soul here today? We think we got something good here. I think we did. We got a little. I'm learning a little more about Family Focus. Your office is on the east side, right?
That's right. We're at 550 2nd Avenue, and we're actually housed in a church right now. So we're going to be moving soon in the next few months. Although with the COVID and whatnot, it's sort of slowed down some of the building plans, but we are on track to move.
Okay.
So we're going to be moving fairly close. The old Copley building is being renovated. So
right.
Absolutely, It's over there by Bardwell School. So we're going to be moving into there in the next few months.
Oh, is there going to be social service or nonprofit in that building? Is that how that is?
Yes, there will be several different senior services will also be in there, as well as the Aurora School District 131.
Oh, so, right. They're getting out of that one building. It's just around there too, but okay.
So we're looking forward to that. So look for more information on our Facebook page, and it's going to be exciting.
Well, that's exciting. I'm glad that site there, that old Copley, I'm so glad that it's moving ahead here. This is beautiful, and it's beautiful for that Bardwell School area and that whole community to have some positive. It's very positive, and I'm glad that's happening for you, Darrin. So that's a good thing.
Great revitalization project. Absolutely.
What was that?
It's a great revitalization project.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah,
it's one wonderful. Of the. Yes, it's one of the. The other revitalization happened by accident. I don't know if it's a revitalization. I was down when they had the fire in October at the Masonic Temple.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I got a TV interview out of that. I did. I was just down there and they interviewed me.
Wow. Okay.
I couldn't believe it. But that place it's sad. That should have been fixed, but it wasn't. And this site here on the at Copley, well, that's really great, Darrin, that could happen for a Family Focus. Yeah. So remember Family Focus here in the coming weeks, and they offer so many services. Let me just put those back up 1 second here. Some of these services, we got the early childhood home family visit. Now that's the key that really is was your bread and butter, right? That's where you really started, you said, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, the 0 to 3 early childhood is
the
foundation of our work.
Ideas and you're at 3 schools in the after-school program. You said Bardwell is one, and
Dietrich, and also Rollins, and then we're also at Plano High School.
Okay, great. Well, and I appreciate your immigration services. I've heard. I'm really much interested in that. So.
Sure.
This is a group that's doing a lot of things in the community, and we're really happy to have them on this Memorial Day weekend here. So remember Family Focus, and I just want to thank Darrin for being with us here. And
Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
yeah,
Mr.
it's
Ross.
been a
And
blessing to have you with us, Darrin.
thank
And
you.
let me see, I'm going to move on here. Yeah, we got to have our thank you note for Darrin here. Here's our thank you note. Hold on the
Thank you.
screen there, Darrin. We're just hold it there. We're going to move out here in 1 second here. And we'll just see what's coming on Wednesday. I'll let you know what's happening. It's a work in progress, Wednesday show right now. So I just want to say that. And you can listen to our commentary on Tuesday, and we had one on Saturday about Memorial Day and recognizing and remembering. And so look online for our show at XPian News. We have those there, and we also have them on Facebook, so at XPian News. So I want you to, so you can get this show and spread it around and tell everybody about it. So,
Absolutely.
Darrin, thank you very, very much again for being with us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ross.
Yes, you're welcome, sir.
And happy Memorial Day to you and your audience.
Yes, happy Memorial Day to you. And God bless all you out there. And now we're going to say bye-bye.